It's enough, I think. It's enough, I think.
Happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome to the Green Live Stream. I'm your host, Edie Arndell, and I'm here with Mr. Scott Free. How's it going, Scott?
Doing good, doing good. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
A little dreary outside, but, you know, we try to bring a little bit of love and warmth to our audience while we complain and expose and talk about really difficult
love
things.
And warmth. Yeah, love and warmth. Scott Free style.
Yep, I know. So, I guess we can hop right in. I mean, one of the things, before I forget to in case we run out of time and I forget to tell you, we're going to be having on Tuesday, starting at 7 p.m. Central Time, a Giving Tuesday, old school telethon to try to raise money for the Green Party, so our candidates have what they need and our party has what it needs to compete with all the stuff we're about to show you. Yeah, so we thought it would be kind of cute to do. Some of you older viewers may remember Jerry Lewis telethons for muscular dystrophy, and trying to think of like how to spin it for, you know, capitalism and everything that's going on is definitely a disease. Like, we're here to fight the disease.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
So be on the lookout for that. And we'll still have a Wednesday guest, but we'll go ahead and move on with the show. So the first clip is this priest. This was from a pastor brutalized by police speaks up, and this is from Status Coup, and he's in Evanston.
Yes.
And what happened to him was kind of incredible. Yeah, so he's like, let's shut it down, which I'm like, I feel you.
And go ahead and share it and just let me know.
I'm ready.
I'll hit it.
Okay, it's ready to go. Is it big? Make it big, then go.
Yep, yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Agenda.
Yeah, so they come into a community, they often cause car wrecks and then drag people out of the cars. And then when people gather to tell them to go home or to quit their jobs or to hold anybody accountable or to start filming, they'll arrest those people too. And then when enough people are absolutely incensed that this is happening, then they tear gas an entire neighborhood and they drag as many people back to their lair at Broadview that they can.
This is wrong. I'm here because there's torture in that facility. It's a concentration camp because my conscience calls me to do it. What's happening here is evil, and the Illinois State Police are complicit in it. They're evil themselves.
One of the commanders pointed me out and said, grab him. There's one very zealous officer who has to be pulled off of me who is grinding down into my back with his knee. And I've got bruises all over my back from his overzealousness, his need to punish me, I think. And I think that need was because I was talking to them. I always try to talk to the police. I always try to let them know that they have moral choices to make, that what's happening in that facility is torture, and that they are protecting it and they are allowing it to happen. They're complicit in it, but they don't have to be. They don't have to be complicit in that. So I always try to make that known. And so I think that they were rather displeased with some of the things I had to say.
You describe what's happening inside that facility as torture. What are some of those conditions that you found particularly objectionable enough to put your body on the line?
Yeah. It's one meal a day. It's a denial of medication. It's the fact that you can't talk to people inside there, and the fact that they don't have access to spiritual care, even though that's supposed to be guaranteed by federal law. A judge recently compared it to Auschwitz, and I think that is really correct. It's appalling, the dehumanization that takes place there.
Yeah. And I agree, you know, it does seem like we get into these situations and we plead with the police. Will you please? And and that's a really, really valid thing to do it. And I see it all the time at protests. But we also cannot forget, I think he'll talk about that too. Who runs the state police? Pritzker. So Pritzker makes nice big speeches, but who is he working for? He's working with ICE to attack protesters, not protect the citizens of Illinois.
And they're not demanding entry. They're not making sure those people have due process. They were never served papers. They were being kidnapped. So, I mean, it's not very many steps to like, okay, so the state police is protecting criminal activity and Pritzker is in charge of the state police. So what does that say about our governor?
Right.
I'm not accusing him of anything, but like, you're not stepping in, buddy.
I am.
You know what I mean?
You're going to end up with
And-
Alzheimer's and
and you
dementia
could
later in life. So you
Sorry.
should stop eating honey. And I'm going to
Oh,
explain why.
don't listen to her.
Honey,
Yeah, I mean,
Honey's good for
sorry.
you.
Sorry.
Honey's good for you, by the way.
Little
Sugar
commentary on-
sugar is the devil.
there you go. Okay.
Sugar's so bad for
Sorry.
you.
I'm sorry about that, folks. I am doing the producing today, so good luck.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
and thanks for bringing it up. Oh, you already got it up. Okay.
you want me to?
Oh, wow.
continue
Look
now?
at this. I didn't even notice this. Buddhist monks begin pilgrimage for peace from Texas to Washington, D.C.
Oh, nice.
You
Excellent.
got to respect them.
Okay, here we go.
Look back at the history of this country, clergy have played a really important role on being a moral conscience for the country. And we know that what happened in Jim Crow, we know that what happened in Nazi Germany was all legal. There was nothing against the law happened. And so clergy have this opportunity really to be able to show the difference between what is legal and what is right. Because there are many things that are legal that are absolutely wrong. And there are some things like protesting and trying to free the folks who are detained there that are absolutely unequivocally right, even though it might be against the law, even though they want to charge me with disorderly conduct and walking on the highway and some other stuff.
You drew a direct comparison there to Nazi Germany. Is that where you see we are headed, or are we already there?
Yeah, well, I think we're in 1930s Germany at some point. I think we have to realize and wake up to the fact that we have fascism that is creeping and growing in power. It's constantly testing and constantly pushing what we will accept, what we will comply with. The Overton window is actively being shifted at all points, and this is a big attempt. What violence will we accept against our neighbors? Will we accept abductions and tear gas in our communities? Will we comply with that? I think it's really important that we say that we're not going to comply with that. People have to raise their voice and put their bodies on the line now, or it's going to be too late later.
What should that activism look like? If we're facing 1930s Germany, and that seems to justify a whole lot of resistance, what, to your mind, should that resistance look like?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's stuff like what's happening at Bravia. It's faith leaders I think it's about getting out in the street. I'm a real big fan of a general strike. I think that the only thing that really moves people in America is the fact that if we can shut the economy down, then we can stop the absolutely immoral and dehumanizing authoritarianism that's happening right now.
That theme.
Man, I like this priest. Oh my gosh.
Right.
And he makes us just a brilliant point. I'm an atheist. I'm all critical of religion and stuff. He makes such a great point that they are there to show the difference between what's law and what's moral and right. And the two do not always match up. And that's perfect. Yes, I love that idea.
Yep. I wanted to remind people to please like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell to help grow our audience. So I see 9 people watching. Thanks for being here. Hopefully we get more as we go along. And this is how we get the message out. And while you get the next one ready.
We're just going to continue this. Yeah.
Oh, there's more?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to put it back up?
Sure. And this is
There we
Lake
go.
Street Church in Evanston, by the way. So go Evanston.
Of a general strike is one that's come up in a lot of these interviews that I've been doing out here, that people feel ready to take that economic action to grind the country to a halt with their dollars and with their labor. Who, to your mind, should be organizing that? Because that is a gargantuan undertaking.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we're ready to do that. And I don't know if America's at the point where they realize that. A lot of the conversations I have are, well, if we just give it another year or another 3 years, other people are going to be in different offices, and perhaps with an election or two, it could all be different. But the fact is, if there's a down economy, if America is going to just elect fascists every time there's a down economy, then we're going to be fighting this for decades. But I think it's really important. I'm not sure who should do it. I don't think the Democratic Party's up to it. But I do think local communities can take that. And there are leaders, there are people who I think in local communities can do some of that work. And there's nobody coming to save us. I think that is so important. The only people who will keep us safe is us. The only people who are going to be able to do the work of coming to the aid of our neighbors is us. There is no one coming. And I think that is really hard to hear sometimes, and that can be troubling, but it's so empowering too, because we can do things in community and we can do things as people united. We don't need a savior. We can be it. And I think that's really important for people to hear and know. I hope it's empowering for people, because I want people to feel empowered.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
To say no, to resist, to say that this tyranny can't happen in their name.
There you go. Thank you. Oof. Wow. I mean, impressive. He really, really understands it. It's really good that he, pointed out the Democratic Party, because so many people in his space, I'm sure, still think, well, if we just vote harder for Democrat, or if we primary, that's the big one now. Let's primary. Primary ain't going to do shit. I mean, if you look at Mamdani, we were talking before. Well, if he doesn't come up, don't bring him up. I mean, the guy's like selling out faster than you could believe. Now he's for Hakeem Jeffries. People.
Yep. And so is AOC.
When are you gonna learn? Primary ain't gonna do anything. Mamdani ain't gonna do anything. It's just, and I wrote this on Twitter, that people in the Green Party who are vocally, publicly supportive of Mamdani, what they are doing is they are telling Americans that there's no need to have a Green Party. That's what they're doing. Maybe they don't
or an
realize
outside party or any third party.
Right. But if they're in the Green Party, what they're saying is, we don't really need a Green Party, because all the Democrats need to do is just vote in more Mamdanis, and then we'll be okay. Understand what's going on, folks. If you're in the Green Party, do not be supporting anybody in the genocidal Democratic Party. That is exactly what we don't want. We want systemic change. You don't get systemic change by getting a nice person in the genocidal party. That's not systemic change, folks.
And him standing there with Trump just gave me creepy vibes.
Creepy.
Like I don't even know what to think about it. I'm like,
I know.
He's Trump is attacking our country. And, picking up people with no due process. He's doing completely illegal things, unrepentant.
Right.
And you're standing there next to him? Like,
right. It's
I don't understand, unless it's just, go along to get along to see what I can get for New York.
Yeah, but it's bullshit. I mean, I remember when sports teams would stay away from Trump. They've got more principle than you. No, you protested. You don't have anything to do with the guy. It's just gross. But I didn't want to talk too much about Mamdani. I really wanted to just kind of focus in on Green folks.
Well, and the Green Party of New York, we got to do better. We got to put up candidates for 2026. I don't know who you have, but this is how we fight back. You got to be in the streets. Absolutely. You have to organize. You have to do mutual aid. Not telling you that you have to. I'm thinking in general, this is what's needed. This is what I'm working on. This is what Illinois Green Party is working on. And we're running candidates to challenge what's there. I'm running for lieutenant governor. Griselda is running as governor. Because Pritzker's siding with the state police, which is siding with ICE.
Right.
Not, they raised minimum wage to 15. Now it needs to be almost 30 to survive. There's a healthcare bill that's sitting in committee that will never see the light of day to give us universal health care, while Medicaid and everything else is being cut.
Yep. Like
there's no proactive, offensive thing happening in the Democratic Party. It's all reactive. And how is this going to affect my career? I don't want a career. I just want things that are good for people.
Right. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I bring up China, a lot. And the issue is, not that China is the greatest place, please. I mean, they just had in my opinion, a terrible vote at the UN. And also, you know, they have the death penalty. I'm not a super fan of the whole country, but they did figure out the important things to socialize, right?
Mhm,
So housing, medical help. So they figured out that they did that right. It took a revolution.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of violent revolutions.
Mhm.
Just not. But the thing is, I mean, what we're doing here with our little electoral politics could be a peaceful revolution. It actually could. All it would take, and I know this is a big number. They talk about how many, like in the revolutions of the past, it only took a certain percentage of people to do those things. I can't remember what the percentage was in Russia, but this is a larger percentage. So we would need about 35%. So that's a big chunk, big chunk of America. But all we would have to do is make a pact, support, and I'm picking the Green Party. Yes, that's the one I'm in. To support, help get on the ballot, vote for the Green Party candidates.
Right.
Revolution.
Well, and we're here at the Green Party because, you know, their values, their platform, and they are now the third largest party in the country. They have the best shot to challenge what's here.
Right.
And we have been on the ballot for years. And in 2024, 95% of voters could have voted green.
Right.
On a national level. So, you know, like Lewis Gordon said, that picture with Trump showed everyone who the Democrats are, period.
Right. I mean, it just exactly. It really it is just the image itself. You're right. Just it itself. It's just it, you know, paints the perfect picture.
It's painful to watch.
Right. It is. It's gross. And the speed at which this stuff is happening is gross.
Oh yeah, not getting rid of the police commissioner. That's a devout Zionist.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So while you get the next one ready, I want to talk about, I always want to show your graphic because I really like them.
Oh yeah. Great. Thank you.
So
I have so much fun with those.
Yeah, we have fun. I come up with the title and then he turns it into images, which I love. So, you know, screw their Black Friday bullshit. That is just the corporate America trying to make their fourth quarter. They want you to go shopping like crazy, even though everything's falling apart. People are in debt. People aren't well. People are getting kidnapped. Fascism's at our door. Why would we celebrate, you know, by shopping like, you know, shopping like crazy on the Black Friday deal? So I'm asking, and so are a lot of people asking for a Blackout Friday.
And this is a general strike move. This is absolutely general strike-ish. So yeah, absolutely.
So this is what's happening in our show today. We've been, you know, we gave you Broadview, which tells you, you know, gives you excellent reasons for not falling into that trap of blackout, you know, Black Friday madness. I have seen so many videos of people pushing and shoving and punching and fighting to get a deal on the latest whatever. It's I mean, I used to be in retail a long time ago, and I saw this old man hop past 3 old ladies to grab the latest video game. It actually knocked down my counter.
Oh God.
So my dad was actually in charge of opening the doors on Black Friday where he worked, and they pushed him down.
Oh my God.
The person that opened the door.
Horrible.
So why would you want to be part of that? I've never participated in Black Friday. I think it's ridiculous.
It's gross.
When you can shop locally and the money stays in your community, it helps your neighbor, it helps your local small businesses. That dollar goes around, there's a statistic that says it goes around 7 times before it ever leaves where you spent it.
Oh, nice.
It helps 7 more times. So yeah, I didn't know if you had the next thing up. So yeah, so what is it about? It's the guy that was handcuffed and he got away.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
And when you see what happens to people when you see the next thing that we're going to talk about, there's a good reason to be terrified and run. Yeah. A. Jones, Small Business Saturday. Let's just make it Small Business Season. I want to take it up a notch. Cancel everything you can. Let's just stop giving the billionaires our money. Let's do BDS for billionaires: boycott, divest, and sanction. Because that's all they care about. They don't care about us.
Yeah, that's for sure. This is just a quick video. I don't think I can do the audio, and it's just if you want to put it up,
I got it up there.
Okay. I'm laughing because this is so go. Yeah, sorry about the laughing, but it's so great. I mean, it's so great. Yeah.
That's just you laughing?
No. That's just somebody who put it up on. They love to put their own voice in these weird little TikTok style videos. But it was great. It was great to see him run away, and then
get away.
Somebody had some clippers. I mean, good for that.
They're like,
yeah,
nope, not and this again, guy, not this time.
97% or higher of people had no criminal record that they were grabbing. They were grabbing people on vendors and grabbing people at doing work and a woman in the daycare center. I mean, just horrific.
And people going to court like they're told to become, handle their legal stuff.
Right. People with the proper paperwork were also being nabbed. So, and people who complained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that pastor was saying at the beginning. He said, when people start saying, what are you doing? They start arresting them too, and then if it gets too big, they just tear gas the crowd so they can. It's impunity, and one of the ways that you don't have to risk your life, all you have to do is change where you shop. It's freaking easy. Is to don't buy into the big corporate scam that goes on every year. I mean, why are you going to rack up your credit card or spend money that you need for food because food's outrageous to get the latest whatever? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. We got to change our thinking, y'all.
Yeah. No, we need a general strike, and Black Friday is a great place to start. Absolutely. Shut things down. Yeah.
Yeah. If we can make it go through New Year's, they will fold like a cheap suit.
Yeah.
So I'll bring up the next one. So this happened in August, and I think it's just now coming back around because his family is suing. Man detained by ICE found dead, hanging with hands and feet tied in the shower. And this is from Newsweek, so however you feel about Newsweek, but it's mainstream. It went mainstream. I think we have the article too.
Yeah, I have the article ready to go if you want to put it up.
Okay, I'll remove that. Put up the article.
It just has the text because the top gets blocked with an ad. So,
okay, so this is MSN.
Yeah.
I can't see that. Well, can you read it?
Yeah, a Chinese immigrant was found dead in U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention with his hands and feet tied behind him, an attorney has alleged. Feng Gay, died 4 days after entering ICE custody in Pennsylvania on August 5th. With an agency reporting, he stated he was found by agents with a cloth ligature around his neck. After an autopsy report, his family is calling for more answers from the Department of Homeland Security. So he was found hanging with his hands behind his back. So, I mean,
what is that but an execution?
I mean, if people don't understand that we are absolutely in Nazi Germany, this is just sick.
What is the Wyatt Matter said? Okay.
As detention numbers have spiked within ICE facilities under the Trump administration's, deaths have also begun to rise. Yeah. At least 15 immigrants died within ICE facilities or while under their care under this administration, compared to 12 for the entire fiscal year of 2024, which is bad in itself. Advocacy groups and attorneys have repeatedly warned that ICE detention conditions are poor, but DHS has said otherwise. Oh, yeah, the conditions are horrific. So,
yeah. And you can watch a lot of people are talking about it. I mean, eating once a day, maybe, crammed in there like sardines,
right?
Not able to call a lawyer. I mean, that pastor was coming at it from a spiritual, moral, right, wrong space. I see it as a violation of their rights completely, because it's not even going to matter at some point. If you're an American citizen, it's not going to matter. If you're inconvenient, if you're in the way, they're going to find a place to stick you too,
They did interview somebody who somehow, luckily, was only in the Broadview Center for less than a day, and he said all he saw were bugs. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Can you imagine staying in a place trying to sleep when all you see are bugs crawling around you? And oh my God, horrible.
Yep. I don't know if we want to go to the video, but I kind of like this. Well, I'll do this while you're getting the video ready. So this is from Kama Patel. Brian Jordan, impeachment, removal, prison. Those are fantasies for people who still believe this system disciplines its own. The entire point of empire is that operators are protected precisely because they carry out its agenda. You don't punish the manager for enforcing the company policy. You promote him.
Yep.
That's why presidents who unleash wars, coups, sanctions, and surveillance retire into book deals, foundations, and speaking circuits instead of courtrooms. The crimes aren't abuses of power. They are the power. Expecting the system to gel its own architects is like expecting a cartel to arrest its top lieutenant. The whole structure is built to guarantee impunity.
Right. Yeah. The whole, Republicans against Democrats is fraud. It's theater. It's made up. You saw them all at the horrific, Cheney funeral. And then, I remember the time it was all about our government committing torture on individuals. And that was during his vice presidency. And sure enough, and people are like, we got to take these people. We got to jail them. We got to jail Bush and Cheney. We have to, get all of them. And what does Obama do when the day one he gets into office? Oh, we have to move forward. We can't look back. So that he could sit there at the Cheney funeral years later.
And Guantanamo Bay is still a thing. People are still there, by the way.
Right.
And I'll never forget, in his classic smooth kind of politician way. Yeah, we tortured some folks.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. God.
Yeah, not your family, huh? Didn't happen to anybody you know.
Right.
So you don't care about it. And this is the privilege of the billionaire class. So this is, Greg Stoker said in DC, no war but the class war. Everything else will start falling into place if we can beat them in the class war. Do you want me to put this up? We'll introduce it a little. So this is an alderman. I can't remember what. I think he says it.
I think he says it right at the beginning. I think so. Here we go.
Okay, so this is status quo.
Yep.
I just want to take a moment to reset up that we were talking to Alder Lopez here of Chicago's 25th Ward. And we're talking to you today because you had quite the fiery exchange with Governor J.B. Pritzker just a few days ago, where you were pushing for things like the ability for Chicago to raise taxes on millionaires and corporations. And in addition to how the governor was using state police to harass, arrest protesters who are showing up outside of the Broadview, Illinois ICE detention facility to try and protest what this authoritarian administration is doing here in the Chicagoland area. So I just want to take a moment to play that clip one more time for the new people who have joined.
I'm really concerned about the fact that we cannot afford how people are.
A little bit of a break.
People are,
Yeah, no, that's good.
people are in attics. People are in basements. People are being terrified.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds good.
And we rarely have opportunity to talk to you. It is very important that we work on the ground because
You don't call.
well, I called your office,
No,
and it's
not called
important.
me.
Well, I'm calling you right now
Okay,
on
good.
taxing the rich. How are we going to afford? Look, we got people in basements. We got people in attics. We got kids being terrorized.
Yeah, you want
And
to talk about taxes.
Yes, and you oppose the
Today
corporate
you want
tax.
to talk about that?
I want to talk about what we need to do to help our community. One more second. No. One more second. No. No. Hey.
I get the feeling
Unfortunately, he got
Pritzker
caught.
did not enjoy being confronted, and he gave him a solution, and he's like, I did that already.
I mean,
You
the part
know?
that was really tacky of Pritzker was saying, "You didn't call me." Come on, Pritzker. Come on.
Can I have your cell phone?
Like you said to Pritzker. I mean, what a stupid thing to say to an alderperson. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, I felt like, I don't know. It seems like the video got clipped and altered because the person who introduced Alderperson Lopez said, and you confronted him about having the state police attack protesters, and that wasn't shown in this part. I think they clipped it, but yeah,
and that's a valid point. That's what we've been saying. Like, you're in charge of them. You know, it comes from the top. How they act. I mean, he's chickening out. I'm sorry.
right.
You know, he's not protecting the people of Illinois against ICE.
Absolutely not.
Because he's worried about what that's going to do to his career. I swear that's why. And I do see your point of like switching to taxing the rich. Although I agree with that, it wasn't what I expected him to like focus on.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me was as soon as he said tax the rich, Pritzker's face just set into like, I don't want to deal with you. You want to raise my taxes? Because he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not doing that.
I know it is right. That concept is weird. Do you really think that a billionaire in charge is going to be for taxing the rich? I mean, good point, idiot. Of all the people, that's why it's so. Oh God, don't have a billionaire run your state. It's just a really, really bad idea.
Yeah, you need working class people in government.
Oh, and again,
people that understand what it's like not to know where, you know, how you're going to pay your taxes, your property taxes, or if you're even going to have Christmas, or what about this medical bill? What am I going to do? Are we going to have to file bankruptcy? People that understand that, you know.
Right. And you know, Pritzker was born into money. He's not. Yeah, it was family, so he has never suffered a second in his life. So yeah, absolutely not the kind of person you want running your company.
Yeah. Big talk, not much action, if any.
Well, the opposite action. Are
you wearing 7 layers?
Sorry about this, folks.
We will not give Google our money. So this is why you see these things. There we go.
Okay. And just tell me when to stop, because I don't really.
Okay. Let me go look.
Oh, there's no. Yeah, no. You could just decide.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did.
109.
109. Okay, thank you.
It's muted.
And always stop these pedophiles on their tracks, because look, it's going to take us until next week to understand the magnitude of how deep this criminal enterprise is rooted in our federal government. So to distract from that massive scandal, talk about sex trafficking, human trafficking, we have children that are still missing from the first Trump administration. So this is not lightly what we say. So I think next week Americans are going to see, and it's going to be a wake-up call for all of us to rethink and reprioritize and not let this billionaire class to pitch us against each other, but rather focus on the real issues and the real crimes. Immigrant communities are not criminals, you know, or immigrant, and we being an immigrant country. But I think that we also need to reckon with our history, right? Because with no acknowledgement there was a genocide before the colonization came, that slavery built this country, that the civil rights movement and Black liberation allow us to even have a shot at this, because many of those leaders, as you know, got killed. So, and the terror across the world, right? Like I was hearing, like the people in Latin America just terrified of what will mean to an occupation. The same terror that we see in the Middle East, in Gaza, and Africa, and Asia, and all over the world. So I think that next week we're gonna wake up to what is it that these individuals truly represent. But they've been distracting us, and unfortunately, the immigrant community, we've been a scapegoat for a long time. This is not new. We've been a distraction and a scapegoat for a long, long time. Immigrants, Muslims, others, or Black, brown, people who they can demonize, right? So this white supremacist agenda, this billionaire agenda, unfortunately advanced by distracting and dividing. That's the oldest and most effective way that these structures have prevailed. Divide and conquer, and distract. And distract from the real issues by finding scapegoats. But today, I think the American people can see what has happened in Chicago as an example of what we should never see again. What happened in LA, what happened in DC. Now I hear some Republicans saying, oh my goodness, we don't want to become like those handful of places, because they want to terrorize. And I think, again, they want to relitigate the civil rights movement. They want to relitigate the Civil War. They want to take us back 100 years, and we cannot go back. And then we're not going back because...
Yeah.
We're not going back.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, he's right. I mean, we were a colonizing nation, that's for sure. So we destroyed the lives of Native Americans, and but it is also true. We're an immigrant country. I mean, we always have been. And and again, the turn on immigrants, it's doubly gross by the way that it's based on skin color. I mean, that's, we had Swedish immigrants, although there was discrimination against Irish immigrants. That is true. But they've just always tried to pick the way, like he says, to separate. That's the point, to get,
So you never look at who's actually oppressing you.
Right.
Yep. It's, like we had C.A. Matthews on talking about, I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but we talked about it maybe off camera. Rockefellers did the first vertical monopoly, like had the land, drilled the well, sold the oil, the whole thing. And that's why they're so rich.
Right.
It's control over resources, it's control over land. And what is Trump but a freaking real estate dude?
Right.
He's interested in land.
And, the antitrust legislation that we have on the books and we used to enforce, I mean, that stuff hasn't been enforced in decades. And so that's why we're ending up these complete monopolies and complete control, monopoly around the press too. Monopoly of that. So,
yeah, I'm kind of sick of people talking about ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, New York Times, like they're complicit. You need to move on, Yeah. Sometimes they get it right. Most of the time they get it wrong.
Well, I mean, you can, we've discussed this a lot on this show. You can grab content from places, and that's what comes up in the top of the feeds too. So, but you can grab content, but then understand that the next sentence is probably propaganda. Yeah.
They're gonna spin it.
Yeah.
They're gonna play down what's really important and do the sensationalism. But here's part of the reason we can't have nice things. The war on terror results. $8 trillion spent. ISIS leader runs Syria. Taliban runs Afghanistan. So what was that $8 trillion for?
And we've talked quite a bit about how even the left completely attacked people who were supporting, at least saying we do not need to destroy the Syrian government and take out Assad because that would do more damage. And people, I mean, they got attacked like crazy on the left. And they've shut up now that the leader of Al-Qaeda is running, and why is the leader of Al-Qaeda running Syria? Because he's promised not to touch Israel. Israel can do whatever they want. That was the bargain. And that was the bargain from the beginning with the creation of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. To do damage in the Middle East and don't touch Israel. That was the point.
And Al-Qaeda did 9/11 according to what they're all saying. Now, we're still probably never going to know how that actually went down. But there's video evidence of Mossad people, just going and prepping for the fall of the towers. There's the one that I saw it shows them in a white van getting out and in a view where they could see the towers from New Jersey and cheering when they went down.
We
so
are
I can't
going
find
to
it
cover
anymore.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. And we are going to cover, Candace Owens and her viewpoint change and what brought that about. And so, yeah, I mean, Israel has been attacking this country for decades.
Yeah, they're attacking us too, just in a different way.
Yeah, right.
So this is a solution that you can start right now.
There you go.
Black out the system, baby.
Yeah.
No Black Friday, no splurging. Starve those who would starve us, and they will. And they are. I mean, they did it for 43 days, right? Just so they could earn political points. And then as soon as it's close to Thanksgiving, oh, I want to go home and see my family. Let's just call it.
Right. And it's also the airlines that were.
Work less, make the system feel our strength. We are the power together. Crash their system before they crush us. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I say all the way through the new year.
And that is, it's the same idea. I gave my big speech earlier about all it would take for a peaceful revolution would be to everybody band together, and party. In the same way, another, peaceful revolution is everybody band together and shut down the capitalist system because
while we still can.
Right.
Before it's just too hard for us to fight it. And then, I mean, I see it heading rapidly that direction, but while we still can, we still have our power.
Yeah.
And even if it does get worse, we still have it. But right now it's an easy choice. Just stop giving them your money. I've been saying this for how long? for quite a while. Here's why. They want to privatize our hospitals. So here's what happens in ERs. This is from Professor Zinkas. Hospitals that get bought out by private equity see a 13% increase in ER deaths. Yeah. That's thousands of people a year who die needlessly. So billionaire, private equity bums can get even richer. It's time to take capitalism out of healthcare.
Right. Yeah, I follow Zenkus, and his posts are brilliant. But yeah, it's just horrific, folks. It's horrific. The fact that we have allowed this private health insurance industry to continue, it's just, oh my God. Folks, systemic change. Get rid of the Democrats. We got to take over. That is the only chance. And certainly, Edie and I have talked. There are a lot of Republicans who would come over too. It isn't as separated as you think. There's a couple of, domestic issues that folks fight about, but not the important ones, not the ones that count, not the pocketbook ones. Those we do agree on, and that's what we have to unite around.
And I would think that, most of them are pretty disgusted. I mean, we heard the alderman talking about next week. I believe he was talking about the release of the Epstein files.
Yeah, right.
They think that's going to be the magic bullet. I don't think it is. They're going to redact it. They're going to put it in a 2-year investigation to play with our sympathies and keep us engaged in their theater. So we don't think for ourselves. Not saying it's not bad, not saying it's not worth covering, but didn't we know that already? They're horrible people.
Yeah, well, I think that, that's where it will help. And you're right. I think they're going to try to destroy it in every way they can. But it does help for people to start to understand. And I think it kind of paints a better picture to people of the whole duopoly thing is fake. How that they are all elites. They all go to the same parties with underage girls who have been kidnapped. Those are the parties they go to. So I think it's important for people to get that sense. We will, we'll not get the actual details. They're going to censor.
That's what they find fun. Terrorizing little girls.
Sick. They're sick people, folks. And I keep saying this. The politicians that are in national government are sick people themselves. They are sick. Yeah. They vote to bomb people. Yeah. And they go with this system. They don't fight it. They go along and sign their names to bills that destroy and slaughter people. That's what they do. So, it's a sick bunch of people that we put in. And we have the power to take them out, too. And I don't mean take them out violently. I mean take them out in the ballot box. We have that power, folks. We do have that.
And here's what's at stake. Americans are dying younger. Here it is again. Saving corporations billions.
This is Bloomberg, by the way, folks. It was just a meme, but I went and checked the title. I verified that this is an article from Bloomberg. Oh,
the grim silver lining, lower pension costs.
At least they admit that it's grim, but oh my God. I mean, and a picture of a coffin. how sick are these people who read Bloomberg and think this is okay? Well, no, it's a good example. Again, folks, a really good example what of our elite are like. You know,
like
bring
Obama.
on
Well, some people died, but we didn't have to pay out that pension.
right.
If you even have one, younger people don't even have one.
I mean, I need to
Anybody past Gen X, and probably about half of Gen X, probably doesn't even have any kind of pension at all, because corporations weren't required to do it. They're going to do what's best for their bottom line, not their workers, not the people they serve, not their customers, not anything. Shareholders and bottom line. That's all they care about. So this is how we hit them.
Yep. Really sick. Really sick.
The next story. I think we're kind of dreaming that for sure. Blackout Friday, and because it's going to hit us anyway. So the next piece is about layoffs in 2025, second highest since 2009.
I mean,
and
this
potential sign of looming recession. This by Chris Walker from Truthout.
I think I made it available. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I was just reading the intro. Yeah. So, Scott, did you want to read that? I think you can see it easier.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
A new report examining worker layoffs in the United States this year finds that the numbers through October closely resemble those seen during recessions in the past. This report from Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, a private firm that tracks workplace hirings and firings across the country, found that there were 153,000 layoffs reported last month alone, 183% increase from September. Holy crap, 183% increase. October 2025 also saw the highest number of layoffs for that month in a particular year over the past 22 years. A lot of times they do it by the month because of, holidays coming up and stuff like that. Around 1.1 million layoffs have been reported in the U.S. from January to the end of October, the report stated. Major companies that posted high layoff numbers included UPS, Amazon, Target, while tech jobs also saw big hits with firings at a rate 17% higher than in 2024, the result of a slowdown in demand and new technologies, quote unquote AI. I mean, obviously. Oh, folks. We're in trouble.
Well, and I wanted to say, do people remember what happened in 2008, 2009?
And what Obama did?
It was the Bear Stearns, the big crash, the stock market just tanked. I personally know people that were getting ready to retire, and their 401k, they lost half of what was in there.
Right.
I mean, even if you're lucky enough to have any kind of retirement, people that were counting on the system, what they had been, sold, this is how you survive after you can't work anymore. Like, that just destroyed it.
And that's why they got rid of pensions and switched to 401k. So people's retirement were gambling. That's how they turned folks' retirements into gambling casinos.
Mm-hmm.
So and Obama, and they saved the banks and they didn't save the homeowners. So that was 2008. So now the jobs report are getting close to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, impending doom, folks. Come to the Green Live Street to hear about impending doom.
Yeah, that's why I say this is our shot this Christmas before it gets so dire that they've already figured out a way that they don't need our money. Like, we need to do it now.
Yeah.
We have to do it now. Yeah. So Blackout Friday. How many times did I say it? Blackout Friday, all the way through the new year.
Yeah.
That's how you fight back. And by the way, if you've ever shopped locally, you've got artists, you've got people that hand make things in your community that are struggling. Your dollars there will mean so much more. Yeah. And you can get more interesting things for sure. So unique gifts. Yeah. So what is this next one, Scott?
I think we're going to the under the radar segment.
Okay.
And Mexico's Gen Z rebellion. I skipped something.
Oh, this is the Venezuela thing.
Well,
right?
No, Mexico. So they had a fake uprising. They love to call it Gen Z. They love doing that. They make it sound trendy. Oh, the young people are waking up. It's such CIA bullshit. But let me get it up here.
Oh, the video you have though is
Oh,
Venezuela.
I'm sorry. Oh,
breaking
I'm sorry.
news. Massive explosion.
Sorry, I put the wrong
Did you
one
lose
up.
it?
No, I
So
put
there
the
was
wrong one up. I'm sorry. I was trying to go.
Oh, that was. Oh, okay, gotcha.
That was a
All right.
mistake. I'm going to put up something else.
Okay. We got ahead of ourselves. So,
Sorry.
I mean, what's going on with that too? But
Okay.
they're calling that a color revolution. It's definitely Gen Z. It was orchestrated. So the righties can point to it and like, let's attack Mexico. We don't like Claudia Sheinbaum.
Right, because a president that's looking out for their people more than folks in the past. So I mean, it's all qualified. But
I did want to say something I watched this morning that I didn't get a chance to put in the show. It had to do with a case was that at their highest court of some billionaire that's being fined like $2 billion. And she was doing something. I'm going to have to look that up and talk about it next week. But so it would cancel his case and he'd have to pay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
the actions by the president may be why this is happening. I mean, there is direct correlations, folks, with going after billionaires and then suddenly uprisings happening in your country. There is a direct line. So this is called Mexico's, Gen Z rebellion exposed as viral right-wing plot. And this is Wyatt Reed and Kit Klarenberg of the Grayzone. I'm big fans of them. Presented as a spontaneous youth-led uprising against corruption, violent protests that erupted across Mexico this month were backed by local oligarchs and an international right-wing network determined to topple, oh my God, I can't speak this morning, the popular president, Claudia Sheinbaum. Violent demonstrations which erupted in over 50 cities, oh my God, I didn't know that part, across Mexico on November 15 were secretly financed and coordinated by an international right-wing network and amplified by bot networks, a new report by public fact-checking platform Infodemia has concluded. So they were running an article from them. Those findings were amplified by Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, who has questioned what role Mexico's cartel-linked opposition parties and foreign meddling may have played in inflaming the so-called Gen Z protests on November 15th. The demonstrations left around 120 people injured, over 100 of them police officers, according to a statement. That's a really interesting point right there. So they're the people who were most hit were the police officers. So what that tells you is it's probably a violent group of folks out there. And those are the types of people that they coordinate to do these color revolutions. They find, most violent. That's who they organize. That's the reality. That's how it happens.
Yeah. And they were mostly not Gen Z.
No. Right.
So it's a lie on its face, just right there. And it's similar to things that have happened in other countries. You just you piss off the wrong people. And I don't know if y'all remember before AMLO took over, it was run by people that were cool with the cartels.
Yes.
So, like people, mass graves, people just being executed, so we don't want those, that's the side that's attacking the cities in Mexico.
And especially when you hear something, like I said, Gen Z is just the perfect way they want to frame something. They want to give it some style, some kind of coolness. Folks, that's CIA behind it. If they're making it cool, like the name Arab Spring, right? And I know a lot of that stuff was started organically, but not for long. It got taken over. So that's how that stuff works. And then they come up with cute names and they give little backstories to make it sound all fun and exciting.
Yeah, if I remember right, all that started because a food vendor in Tunisia couldn't survive, so he self-immolated, right?
Yeah, right. No, and I think, things can happen under valid circumstances, but if it's a country that the U.S. government does not like, watch out. I mean, they're already in their planning. They planned the Ukraine one
yeah.
for decades. The Orange
yeah.
Revolution was in the 90s. It failed. So that they did the Maidan coup like 10 years later. So
so if you want to bring back up that Venezuelan one, but I'm going to go ahead and put this up while you're looking. So you know, we screened the Panama deception. So this makes me worry for Ecuador. Big loss for the U.S. empire. Ecuador votes to reject foreign military bases. I mean, we've got 800 plus around the world. Why? Yeah. So we can control everything. Ecuador's Trump-backed right-wing oligarch president Daniel Noboa tried to rewrite the constitution to allow U.S. military bases in the country's territory. 61% of Ecuadorians voted against it. So this is
good for them.
Ben Norton.
Ben Norton, who used to be with Grayzone, they had a falling out, but Ben is good. He does good stuff, and so that's why I can share that one. I trust Ben's work, and yeah, good for the Ecuadorian people. But like you said, Edie, watch out.
And a lot of this is backed by the Mexico thing. I wish I could remember where I saw that. I'm gonna have to find it. Backed by the president of Argentina, which we just gave, $20 billion or something to.
Right. We gave them $20 billion while our folks are homeless. Yep. And
hey,
they
Joe's
cut off
here.
Hey,
Joe, our Senate candidate. Saddam was our guy until he wasn't our guy.
Yep.
Same for Osama bin Laden.
And Noriega.
Never mind.
Noriega. He was our guy till he wasn't our guy. Yep.
Yeah. And Al Qaeda.
Yep. Oh God.
They weren't our guy until now they are.
What's his name? Oh my God. He changed his name a couple times. So I'm not gonna
I don't know.
Right. Yeah. But the new head of Syria. There's a photo of him holding people's heads. I mean, it's really sad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we're the people in charge of our country are in cahoots with people that are not good. That's to put it extremely mildly. The loan money to South America is not coming back.
No.
So
I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Did you want me to put up the video?
Sure. Okay, let me try to get this. So I don't think there's audio, but it's a massive explosion in a crude oil and chemical processing plant in Venezuela, a key energy hub, days after Venezuelan opposition claimed this would happen, and Trump openly admitted the CIA activity was sent to the country. You know, that's the wacky thing about Trump. He just splurts out the stuff that you can't. I mean, folks don't usually admit that you're sending in the CIA into another country, you know. Something bad is gonna happen. It's like, and Trump just says it. Oh my God. Yeah,
so it's planned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, and the military's ready to invade. We will see. They are certainly in position to do that. The Gerald Ford is out there now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
And speaking of, Navy and ships, the Candace Owen thing is next. And I watched this a while back, like probably 6 or 7 months ago, if it's the same one.
Yeah, this is a few months old. Yeah, it's 11 months ago. Yeah. I just thought it was really, I mean, it's really good. And I understand folks' complaints about Candace Owens. And, that's the thing that we have to work in real time with folks. And we'll talk a little bit about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Folks who have said some really bad stuff in the past, but this is a really good, interesting video that she put out. It is 11 months old, but I've never seen it. I think it's important that people see this. So do I have it?
Yeah. Did you want to, I don't see it.
Okay. Hold
on. So this is about the USS Liberty that was near Israel.
Yes. Let her tell it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. She prefaces it. All right. I'll put it up. There you go.
Here we go.
Guys, I'll get right into this. A couple of weeks ago, I received a letter that changed my life, certainly changed the course of my life in politics. And I am going to read you that letter now and let you know that the author of it is sitting across from me. It reads, "My name is Philip Turney. I am 77 years old today. On June 8th, 1967, I was just 20 years old when the gallant crew of the USS Liberty was savagely attacked. Our American flag was proudly flying on our ship in the Mediterranean Sea that day. The designation AGTR-5 was clearly painted on the bow, port, and starboard sides. USS Liberty was written in English on her stern. When we arrived on June 7th, we were overflown by Israeli reconnaissance aircraft, and the same activity was repeated on the morning of June 8th. We were positively identified as American and friendly by the IDF. We had requested a destroyer escort long before we entered the Mediterranean, but we were denied twice. Our captain assured us that we were clearly marked as American and we therefore had nothing to fear. We were alone, 12.5 miles off the coast of the Sinai Peninsula, always in international waters. The Israeli reconnaissance aircraft were clearly marked with the Star of David. We therefore felt secure, seeing a flying boxcar and other smaller recon propeller aircraft taking good care of us. The attack began at 2 o'clock on a beautiful, bright, sunny day by French-made Mirage and Mistral jets painted black with no markings. We had no clue who was attacking us, but assumed it was an Arab state. During the first pass-by, the jets took out all but one of our transmitting antennas, as well as every watertight door above the waterline. The air attack lasted about 25 minutes, killing and maiming our firefighters and any sailor who moved. Our radio man took one antenna offline, so it wasn't transmitting and wasn't hit. He ran a long wire to it, and the SOS went out to the 6th Fleet. It was even picked up as far away as Vietnam. Rockstar, under attack by an unknown jet aircraft. Help us, help us. Captain Tully, skipper of the USS Saratoga, sent jets to come to our aid. Before the jets hit the horizon, they were recalled by Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara. Captain Engen of the USS America and Tully relaunched more aircraft to aid us. They were also recalled, this time by Lyndon Baines Johnson himself. He said, quote, "I don't care about a few dead sailors. I will not embarrass my ally, Israel. Return to base immediately," end quote. How did he know who was attacking us if we did not? We were set up by our own government to let a foreign government have their way with us. The IDF even dropped napalm on the bridge of our ship. How low they would go, we would soon find out. 3 motor torpedo boats headed our way, and one torpedo hit our starboard side. We saw the Star of David on the boats. They were there to sink us. The attack continued for another hour and a half. Attacking jet aircraft destroyed all but 3 of our life rafts, which we had put overboard. We were going to place our most seriously wounded in them so that they would have a chance at life. But the IDF would have none of that. They shot 2 of them out of the water and took one aboard their boats as a trophy of the kill. They continued shooting and killing my mates. They left and we thought that it was over, but it wasn't. IDF helicopters were sent with troops armed and ready to board our ship and finish us off. Then they just left. I guess the gig was up when the mighty IDF could not sink our defenseless ship. When it was all done, there were over 821 rocket and cannon holes and over 5,000 armor-piercing bullets riddling the ship. Napalm was burning us up, and a 40 by 40 foot torpedo hole was in her side, causing the ship to list badly to our starboard side. We then waited 17 hours for help. I guess they hoped that we would sink that night. Help was only 40 minutes away from us, but they left us out alone to die. When the USS America and the USS Davis arrived to help us, they took our wounded to care for them. Their wounds were so horrific, words cannot explain. Admiral Kidd boarded our ship a few days later, and the cover-up immediately began. We were ordered to never speak of the attack to anyone, not even with one another. Penalties would be fines, imprisonment, or worse, and we all knew that worse meant death. We have been treated like garbage for the last 57 years. Congress has been bought and paid for, with the exception over the years of a few brave lawmakers. Their names are Representatives Pete McCloskey, Paul Findley, and Jim Traficant. As the courageous Rep. Thomas Massey has noted, all Republican members of Congress except for him have AIPAC handlers. We can assume this is also true of nearly all Democrats. We are the most decorated ship in naval history for a single engagement.
Yeah. So I really wanted folks to see that because, you know, I only learned about the U.S. Liberty, I'm going to say 2 years ago. I mean, and like he said, they were told not to speak of it under fear of death. I mean, it's not, after what they went through, they certainly knew that their lives were in danger.
So this was in the 60s. So this is how long, you know, Israel has had sway with our government. So before the 60s.
Right. And, you know, Nick Cruz, while watching Revolutionary Blackout Network, I'm going to make a meme because once he said, fighting Zionism is the battle of our lifetime. And that wasn't an exaggeration now that we're learning the history. And, you know, you think about it, the U.S. president, and they said that's a quote. U.S. president said a couple of our folks can die because we don't want to shame our, you know, friendly.
He literally said
country.
that he didn't care about dead sailors.
Right.
So for all you on the right that, you know, support the troops, blah, blah, blah. What do you say about that?
Right.
You know, and the part that I don't think I quite understand from what I've watched about it is why would they attack them?
I know I would need to read more. The only thing I can say is that we were in a territory too close. Maybe they thought, you know, maybe there were forces in our government at the time that was questioning what was going on because they were very close. So
yeah, the only thing I think of is they thought they were going to get caught and doing something they weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, but just the fact that our government assisted in their murders, sick people, but people just like, you know, the Epstein files, people are finally starting to understand. I mean, October 7th changed the world. It changed the world. Now people are starting to wake up to what has been going on.
Yeah.
And
and these are the kind of things that fly under the radar. You know, I had no idea that had happened most of my life.
No, none.
Not a clue.
And Candace Owen is under death threats, without a doubt. She
about
is.
The Epstein stuff.
So is Tucker about Israel. She's changed her views. Yeah.
And you know, it's encouraging on one level that if they get that, maybe they can get some more stuff that, you know, we can come to agreements and like fight them together. Like at some point, you know, they're going to have to get over some more of their things.
Right. Start
But
loving
if
trans
we agree
people,
on this,
folks.
We'll give them kudos for agreeing on this.
Yeah. No. And, you know, they're talking about how MAGA is going through some real shakeups right now with what's going on. And it has to do with, you know, Israel and America first. Is America first? Not according to Donald Trump and all of the presidents previous to him. America has not been first with any of these presidents. So
by any measurable means, no, we're not.
No. And, you know, MAGA's waking up to that, and we'll see. Yeah. I mean, I know Colonial Outpost, that's a real goal of theirs, is to try to unite the left and the right on, you know, understanding what our government actually is. I mean, it's so important, folks, right? Just let go of the trans issue. Stop. Trans people are great. Leave it alone.
So, yeah, the next, you know, we always have to talk about Gaza because, you know, they're still not okay. It's going to be winter. Yeah, so I'm sure most of you have heard by now, and if you haven't, there's a huge day of shame at the UN. 13 people or countries on the Security Council gave the green light for Gaza's occupation, and that's an Instagram. So,
is this
the Instagram
Code Pink? Is it Code Pink?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay, I think it is. Okay, go ahead and put this up. We'll just even if it's the other one.
It's Medea. Yeah, it looks like.
Here we go.
For the United Nations and the rule of law, as the UN Security Council just adopted a horrific U.S. written resolution on Gaza. 13 voted yes, 2 abstentions, Russia and China, but not a single country had the courage to stand up to the U.S. and vote no. This resolution has been rejected by Palestinian civil society, by Hamas, other Palestinian factions, and by defenders of human rights everywhere. It's nothing more than a colonial blueprint. It's the internationalization of the Israeli occupation. It pretends to be humanitarian, but it's really a plan to entrench occupation under a new name. The resolution imposes a 2-year foreign mandate with international forces to, quote, secure borders, protect civilians, and decommission weapons, all euphemisms for forcing Palestinians to disarm while doing nothing to end the root causes of violence: Israel's siege, military rule, ethnic cleansing. And who is going to oversee this project? A so-called Board of Peace chaired by Donald Trump, the same U.S. president that armed, funded, and shielded Israel as it killed and displaced hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. The proposal to install a technocratic Palestinian administration selected and overseen by Washington will merely be a puppet authority that will manage the open-air prison Israel built and the U.S. helped maintain. And who will make up this stabilization force? What countries will provide the forces? Well, Israel has already shown that it will be the one to determine, because it has just rejected participation from Turkey. And the talk about a 2-state solution, it's just cruel jargon. There is nothing in this resolution that shows a pathway to self-determination for the Palestinians. Real peace begins with a true ceasefire, one where Israel actually stops killing Palestinians, a full withdrawal of all Israeli forces and an end to the siege, unrestricted humanitarian aid, and reconstruction led by Palestinians themselves, not a stabilization force from the outside, but a protection force, and true Palestinian self-governance. This resolution may have passed, but the struggle for Palestinian liberation continues. Free Palestine.
Yeah.
Yep. Go get him, Medea. And what gives us the right to dictate what happens in other countries?
Yeah.
That's what I can't quite get over. But C.A. Matthews is here.
Hey.
Hey. Epstein files will reveal a lot more than just a few salacious details about Trump. We're going to find out how and why Israel has nuclear weapons and more about how the world is actually being run.
Okay. Interesting. I had not heard about that aspect. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting what they let come out and what the, but yeah, no, I mean, it does help overall in the context of people understanding who the elite are and what they are like. Yeah, it's really important. Yeah.
And we're getting to the end here. We've got about 3-4 more things to go through. Yeah, so the next thing is this is where I got the term under the radar. Quiet and persistent population transfer is underway in the West Bank, and this is by AMIRA Haas and Savage Minds.
Okay, hold
on. So, free Palestine from 60 years of the Nakba. Yeah, I guess. Oh, that's a mural. That's wonderful on a brick wall.
Yeah. Do I have it ready?
Oh, let me see. I was gonna check it out. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Do you want me to read?
Yeah.
As the strike force of Yeshastan, combining Yesha, the official acronym for Judea, Samaria, and Gaza, with the state-like suffix stan, devotedly carries out its mission in the West Bank, expelling as many Palestinians as possible from their lands. Another, quieter expulsion is taking place away from the headlines. Its violence is not carried out with iron bars or live ammunition, but with orders and regulations crafted by nameless, well-dressed legal experts, signed by army generals and approved by Israel's High Court of Justice. The population transfer is better known by the name Seam Zone, an immense area of about 320,000 dunams, nearly 124 square miles, lying between the separation barrier deep inside the West Bank and the Green Line, open to Israelis and closed to the Palestinians. Israelis and terrorists are free to move around there at will. or tourists. Sorry. Ooh, Freudian slip there. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Yikes.
Maybe that's a closer name. If they're just,
Potato. No. Around there at will and to expand their suburban settlements, which are illegal under international law for Palestinians living in the territory occupied by Israel in 1967. This mostly rural area is their natural lands reservoir, now pushed beyond the proverbial mountains of darkness.
yeah, I mean, it's just it's nonstop, right? It's nonstop, and it's every facet that they can come up with to try to erase the Palestinians. I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can erase Israel in terms of hopefully its economy will collapse. I mean, if they dare to try to attack Iran again, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah. At a minimum, I'm hoping that, and I know that they've said BDS has had a good effect, and Israel is scorned by the world, so
yeah,
hopefully
people of the world have had enough of them. For
Oh.
sure. I did want to kind of read this other paragraph, which I think is very important.
Go ahead.
So it says, today, however, residents of these 3 villages, which they named in the previous paragraph, must also obtain Israeli permits simply to live in their own homes.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Several hundred have not received such permits. Several dozen have been told they never will. Israeli bureaucrats, dutifully following orders, will decide whose permits to revoke in the future, free to invent new residential conditions as needed.
Yeah. I mean,
so they're just.
And in this country, we have digital ID, which I got to research more because I don't know all the details, but I'm sure it's bad. And I know our Secretary of State is pushing it right now. I'm not saying it's related, but Edie, you always do talk about how things they try out over there, they bring here. So yeah, the drones. Every city government folks have purchased drones. Already have drones for surveillance. All of the cities, all the major cities, Democratic run, by the way.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
They're working for the same donors. So
yeah.
The donors want money. They don't care about our rights. They don't care about our lives. They don't care if we survive. Whatever makes them another buck. That's what they're about.
And right now it's definitely about control because they know that, uprisings are coming because
they know we're getting to that point.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. So I wanted to remind you all, if you haven't heard about this, there's same day, and also the general strike US is talking about, they reached 400,000 people to sign up. So this is happening on multiple fronts. So I really think this is going to happen. And I just had an idea before the show. Turn all your social media profile pics, and if you have a banner, just turn them all black on Black Friday, which will tell them that you're not participating in the economy that they've set up. But this is international solidarity with Palestine. Strikes, shutdowns, boycotts, and rallies. Disarm the genocide now. So the Italian dock and transportation workers are going on a national strike for Palestine.
Yeah.
So we can join that. Nobody's stopping us.
Absolutely.
And CAA, what you got to say? I wish I know how to turn everything black easily.
There you go. Yes.
Hold up a black shirt, take a picture of it, and just post it everywhere.
Yeah. Just iron out the wrinkles first.
Not required.
Okay.
See, I have this, like my black.
See,
take a picture
the
of it.
wrinkles, I'm telling you.
And I also wanted to remind everybody, because we're going to end with a Caitlin Johnstone, which
why not?
Which kind of like bookends what the pastor was saying.
Okay.
We need to save ourselves. We got to stop counting on heroes. Not going to happen. Those people can be defeated. They can be co-opted, and they may or may not be doing what they're saying anyway.
Yeah.
So, so please tune in Tuesday night for our, what are we going to call it? Giving Tuesday telethon?
Well, it's the Green Live Stream Telethon. Yeah. And that is Tuesday, December 2nd. So that's still a ways off. But yeah, please try to remember we're going to do, and we'll add ads for it out there on the socials and to let people know. But yeah, we're going to try to raise money for the Illinois Green Party. And so we're staying up all night and we're doing a telethon. We're going to have guests and some performers and then, we'll see how it goes.
Talk Green Party, talk party politics, but also have a little bit of fun. It'll be after Thanksgiving. I always think things are coming sooner than they are because we got to plan it. And I want all of you to enjoy your family and remember, do not shop.
Right.
Big box. Do not shop online.
Right.
Please, please, please. And and go check out The Revolution Continues. She writes amazing stuff. And as Jill says, we are our own heroes.
And are we going to play the whole thing here?
Oh, yeah. It's only 4 minutes. And then we'll end it after that. Do you have it up? Oh, yeah, you do. Okay. Here we go.
Nobody's coming to humanity's rescue. We've got to save ourselves. AI isn't going to save us. Tech innovation isn't going to save us. Your favorite politician isn't going to save us. The Epstein files aren't going to save us. China isn't going to save us. The aliens aren't going to save us. No one is coming to save us. There is no deus ex machina resolution to the plot line of the human story. We're going to have to save ourselves. In ancient Greek theater, they used to resolve plays by having gods come in at the end to punish the villains and reward the heroes. The actors playing the gods would either be lowered onto the stage by a crane or raised by machine from a trapdoor below, hence the term deus ex machina. Today it's used to refer to any lazy plot resolution where the protagonists are rescued out of the blue by an external force rather than by the fruit of their own struggles and character development. If the gods just come in to save them at the end, then nothing they did up until that point mattered, leaving the audience dissatisfied and staring at the writer instead of at the story. When you look at the existential crises facing humanity today, it's tempting to find hope in some belief about external forces coming to our rescue without our having to struggle and change ourselves. You see such salvation stories everywhere. Elon Musk is going to automate everything so we don't have to work and then help humanity become an interplanetary species. Artificial superintelligence is right around the corner, and it will help explode our scientific understanding of the universe and give birth to transformational new technologies. The release of the Epstein files will expose all the corruption that's been poisoning our society and lead to the arrest and disempowerment of all the evil bad guys. Electing progressive Democrats or populist Republicans can put heroes into office who will transform the American political system for us. The rise of China is going to reshape the world order and help bring about the end of capitalism. UFO disclosure is happening any minute now, and it's going to bring in alien technologies that will save humanity from destruction. And it never happens. The Greek god never makes his entrance. The actors are left standing there in a long, awkward silence while the set collapses around them. It's never going to happen, folks. Apollo missed his entrance, and Zeus is a no-show. Nobody's going to save us but us. We're going to have to change. We're going to have to act. We'll keep hurtling in the direction of tyrannical dystopia, environmental catastrophe, and nuclear Armageddon until we do.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to help each other snap out of the hypnotic trace of propaganda and awaken to the truth of what's really going on in our world, and show each other that real change is both necessary and possible. We're going to have to wake up enough that we can use the power of our numbers to force our rulers to stop stealing from us, oppressing us, killing our biosphere, and murdering people. We're going to have to awaken from the trance of ego and become a truly conscious species so that we can build a healthy world without falling back into our self-destructive patterning when the revolution is over. Everyone wants change, but no one wants to change. That's why the Deus Ex Machina plot resolution is preferable in our minds. It's just a fantasy, though. Change is coming from nowhere but ourselves. Maintaining hope in the fantasy is the first obstacle preventing us from waking up to reality. Every species eventually hits a juncture where it must either make adaptations to changing conditions or go extinct. We are at that juncture today. We'll either pass that test or we won't. And if we pass it, it will be because of our own efforts, sacrifices, and self-transformations. Nobody's going to do it for us.
Nice. Wow, that was excellent. That was excellent. Yep. Very, very, very true.
Enough said.
Right now, people are in the primaries fantasy. A part of the plot. Oof.
Yeah, we have to change our thinking.
Yep.
And we have to change ourselves. And it's painful because the things you thought were true, the things you counted on, we're all discovering together at different rates. They're not going to be there.
Yeah, it is amazing. Again, I kind of point to October 7th as the big turning point. It's amazing that we have a knowledge and the YouTube programs that have been very helpful with great journalists like over at Grayzone to understand what our government is like. I mean, wow, it is pretty scary. And we always say climate change is going to be the one that's going to really do us in, because again, capitalism just keeps that going. They're talking about drilling in California right now. I mean, no, we've got to change ourselves. Absolutely.
Yeah. So hi, Lewis Gordon. Thanksgiving was about harvesting. Giving thanks for the harvest. Yes. Yeah. And family and community and togetherness.
Yeah.
And so I wish you all a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Be patient with your relatives that don't quite see things like you do, but if you're brave enough, find people that will talk to you. And find a thing that you agree on as a starting point.
I just wanted to add, Joe Harrington had the question: is it AI? So it turned. No, we checked. It's Caitlin has somebody else reading it. That's why you heard that long breath. But I will agree. The subtitles are AI. I'll agree with that. But no, it's not an actual AI. It's
read by Tim Foley.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know we try to avoid AI. I mean, subtitles. We're not going to avoid that AI, but
some people are just good at reading things. they got that announcer,
he does, right? I thought it was AI at first. The first time she did it with this reader, I know he's got this weird ass voice, but it's just that big breath that lets you know, okay, this is real.
Remember the people, that guy in the movies, he's like, in a world, like
right.
Some people are just good at it. Yeah. So thank you all for being here.
Thanks,
hopefully you tune in on Wednesday. I believe we're going to have Jacob, right?
Oh yes, Jacob Sidabris is going to be our guest.
Yeah, he's a local and he's amazing, and we love him.
Yeah.
So
that'll be a good show.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show. Lots of interesting, kind of fresher ideas. We're on the same page, but I really like his energy, and I think he's going to have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you then.
All right. Thanks everyone for stopping in.
Peace.
An uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising. Fight the power. It's an uprising. Fight the power.